All right, guys. Well, I'm back today with a high value 300 Blackout setup that really blew me away at the quality and performance once complete, but at a very reasonable price. This entire setup is going to be based around a Palmetto State Armory upper assembly and a Palmetto State Armory lower assembly, giving you the best bang for your buck and quality for price. Now, a huge shout out to PSA for supporting this video. I really want to give them a ton of thanks for sending out that upper. I personally grabbed the lower myself. We're going to start talking mainly about the upper and lower, but also about some of the other external components that really make this build what it is. We're also going to be doing detailed review videos on individual components, so you want to make sure you subscribe to the channel. We can get into the weeds a little bit more about some of the components selected for this setup. To start off with, I really want to talk about, to steal some words from Nut and Fancy, philosophy of use on this project. I wanted a jack-of-all-trades pistol that could go with me either in the woods, in a side-by-side, in the truck, and really be utilized for a wide variety of applications, but also be very stealthy and quiet if needs be, and this is what I came up with. We are going to be focusing on the upper to start with, and then again, we'll start talking about some other components. Now, the upper barrel length that I selected will be the 8.5-inch barrel length, and there's a lot that went into that. And the great thing about Palmetto State Armory is they have a lot of options, a ton of different barrel lengths available on the upper assemblies that they produce. And the 8.5-inch for the 300 Blackout is great. It's really small and compact. It allows you to clear corners in a house, clear steering columns, climb up in a deer stand, get into a blind. There's a lot of different advantages to having a short barrel, but a lot of times having too short of a barrel can have issues on ballistic performance as well as different suppressor ratings. And a lot of the suppressors that I utilize have an 8.5-inch minimum barrel length requirement or 8-inch minimum barrel length requirement when running supersonic ammo. So the 8.5-inch made sense. It's the shortest I could go and run supersonic ammo through a can, yet it still retains pretty decent ballistic performance for 300 Blackout in general. So kind of the best option for a short barrel package in my opinion. Now, the rail system selected for this barrel, we're going to talk about in a second. After the gas system, they all utilize the pistol length gas system, at least all the ones that I've seen from PSA, and they seem to be fairly reliable, and we'll talk about that in the reliability section. Now, the rail on this guy is a rail that PSA has been offering for a while. Monolithic pick rail at the top, which I absolutely love to mount IR laser aiming devices, and a ton of different pressure switches and things like that wherever you want them without worrying about that taper down. So love that part of the rail system. M-lock slots on the side and bottom. So again, you can do hand guards, hand stops, whatever you way want. And on this particular rail system from PSA, they've got a QD slot located at the rear, and this thing locks up rock solid without any issues whatsoever. Now, there's a slightly longer rail system version that would give you a full third M-lock rail slot. I kind of wish I would have went with that, but this one is pretty good because it allows you to get wrenches in and things like that to swap out muzzle devices. So it's a little bit of a give and take. You will, though, on this particular one, only get 2.5 M-lock slots and have to do some finagling with the half M-lock slot to do different types of things there. But just something to consider. Both of them are going to be offered from PSA for right around 300 bills. So not bad that the MSRP on this upper is going to be 300. Now, when we are looking at this upper, it combines a lot of things very nicely with that rail system. But if for some reason you don't like this particular rail system, they offer about 3 or 4 different rail systems from PSA on a wide variety of the 300 Blackout uppers. The upper itself is going to be pretty much the standard upper. Standard dust cover, forward assist, and the standard charging handle. Of this particular one, I have the Strike Industries charging handle right there. The BCG on a rifle is going to be like the heart of the rifle, or in this case, pistol, because this is a pistol setup. And PSA knows what they're doing. They've been utilizing the standard BCGs for a while. Now, the upper itself is forged out of 7075 T6 aluminum, and the bolt is going to be mil-spec and shot-peened, and it's Carpenter 158 steel, and the gas key is secured with grade 8 fasteners. So just a solid bolt and upper material selection for a good, again, high value option. We are talking an MSRP of right around $3 for the upper. Now on the top, you guys are probably wondering what we've got. We've got the Votatu light, laser, and IR laser aiming module, which is a perfect trifecta with a magnetic recharging base. This is the 4th project I've actually mounted this exact setup to, and it hasn't lost zero, and we put a lot of ammo through it. This is where I want to give a huge shout out to AAC Ammo for supporting the channel and sending out a ton of ammo. I greatly appreciate them, and this 220 grain Match King shot and ran great, as well as the 150 grain supersonic ammo and the Saber Black Tip AAC. And this is where I want to talk about reliability of the upper assembly with a wide variety of ammo, as well as with and without of can. Now, for reference, this is a LAR 30 cal K can, which is the short 30 cal can, and this kind of matches the build perfectly. A very short truncated can that has good sound performance and insane reliability and durability, and it's also a high value can with an MSRP of right around $3.99 with a chemo muzzle device attachment on the end of this. Now, these come with the standard A2 birdcage flash hider, but they are threaded 5/8 by 24, so you can put whatever muzzle device you want on the end. I personally chose the chemo. Now, this was 100% functional down at the range with absolutely no issues whatsoever. It ran supersonic ammo with and without a can perfectly fine, and it ran absolutely great. With subsonic ammo, you are going to need to increase that back pressure a little bit because it is subsonic ammo and every one is a little bit different. But with a can and subsonic ammo, this functioned 100% reliably, locked back every time, cycled the action. This thing was a freaking dream to shoot. It ran like a sewing machine. I can't say enough positives about this. Now, the barrel twist rate on this 8.5-inch barrel is going to be 1 in 7. Now, I recently did a PSA video talking about the 1 in 5 twist rate and how accurate it was. I also tested the accuracy with the AAC subsonic and supersonic ammo and was pleasantly surprised at the 1 in 7 twist accuracy. I think 1 in 7, 1 in 5, you're going to be good to go either way, especially at this 8.5-inch upper. I took this out to 120 yards with subsonic ammo and was plinking targets all day with the BDC reticle system in this Primary Arms SLX red dot. Actually, this is the GLX red dot, the more premium version with the ACSS reticle system, and it worked great with that bullet drop compensation. So love the accuracy, the reliability, the performance out of this. I am personally not taking this out past 150 yards, so I didn't test the accuracy out past 150 yards, but I think it would hold up just fine. Again, no issues, 125 and in. It was really a tack driver, especially like that 50 yards, subsonic, up-close hunting applications. This thing is an absolute tack driver, stacking dimes. Now, the lower assembly is pretty much a standard PSA lower, but we are running the SB Tactical Brace, which is the one that Q is also putting on a lot of their smaller 300 Blackout setups. Now, SB Tactical makes these for everybody, and this is the one where I want to give a huge shout out to Optics Planet for supporting this part of the video on. But again, we'll probably do a dedicated video on this SB Tactical Brace. It functions great on the lower, and the Geisley trigger in the lower also made this thing a freaking joy to shoot. literally just dumping rounds, almost no recoil with subsonic ammo. It was an absolute blast. In summary, for me, this absolutely accomplishes the philosophy of a CQB, either fighting gun, truck gun, or hunting rig 100 yards and in. You can run supersonic ammo to pack a punch and knock things down, or subsonic ammo to stay stealthy. You don't have to worry about suppressor minimum barrel lengths because of the 8.5-inch barrel. And with all of the additions to the rail system, you can put your M-LOK slots, your pick-mounted IRs on the top, your QD slots on the front and rear for your sling. This thing is truly a jack-of-all-trades kind of micro gun to take with you wherever you need it. And this, again, really focuses on that PSA upper and lower, not completely breaking the bank, and allowing you to stretch your money further. It really also mates up perfectly with some high-value red dot and IR laser aiming modules, again, which I have dedicated video on so that you can check out, or videos will be coming in the future, so make sure you sub the channel. Thanks to PSA for supporting this video. Thanks to AAC for sending out the ammo. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.